morning. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Tuesday. It kind of feels like Thursday for me. I don't know why, which is unfortunate because it's not. It's Tuesday. Good morning, Cranko. How's it going today? Are we doing notes? Um, I have a scene in front of me right now that I don't know about it. I'm mustering up the will to write it because it is horrible. Yes, working on notes. I love it. Good morning, Rebecca. Thanks for joining. What are you working on? This scene is 5,000 words, and I think it's actually the worst scene of the book. Not in terms of content, but in terms of me. Good morning, Carly. Thanks for joining us. What are you working on? Um, it's just there's so much happening, and so I'm trying to figure out how I want to tackle it. But that's besides the point. Um, you got through a lot of notes yesterday, but then we played again, so I have more. It seems like one of those never-ending cycles of notes. But as long as you're enjoying it and it's, filling your creative well, more is better, right? Having to reconfigure a draft to cut a POV. Oof. I am with you in solidarity. I don't know if that's rough for you, but that's some of the roughest stuff for me to do. That kind of reconfiguring where it's like redoing something but trying to sort of keep it the same, but then you change something major, so you really do have to change most of it, but then you try to convince yourself that you don't actually have to change most of it. I feel you. I'm not there right now, but you got it. You got it. I do need to get my short story at some point this week, though. It'll come when it comes, right? Deadlines are just a framework, right? I mean, if it's an actual deadline, then it's not just like a framework. But I feel like most of the deadlines we set as writers are just to encourage us to push forward. Um, exactly. I'm trying to figure out how to minimize how much it screws everything up. That is rough. But I always feel like those changes that are the roughest end up like being the most satisfying. Just keep the old version just in case you have to go back. So, um, Cranko says, well, technically the deadline is the end of the month, so I could procrastinate more. You could. I've done it before. I'll probably do it again. If you've been watching my videos, I'm supposed to be done with this whole book like 3 days ago. But that, like, there's no, I have like 10 chapters left. I'm not even joking. So, that tells you where I am. But it's actually fine. I just really am good at setting deadlines for myself that are not attainable at all, but are like in my delusional mind. I think they're attainable enough to motivate me to write faster. So it all works out in the end. All right. Um, I think I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first sprint. So if anybody else wants to share what they're working on, feel free to do so in the chat. We're going to do for sure two 25-minute sprints. And then I'm going to see. I'm going to see how close I am to the end of this chapter. I doubt I'm going to be close, but if there's even a chance that I could finish it in the third sprint, we might do another. But don't count on that because I've said that every single sprint and we have never done a third sprint. So just something to keep in mind. All right, let's get it going here. Got that up. Perfect, perfect. All right, well, I will see you guys in 25 minutes. Happy writing. All right. And to sprint number 1, how are we feeling? I look very ominous with this like striped sunlight. Oh, it's coming from that way. I got about, I'd say 500 words. Yeah. That's starting to become my pace with these sprints, which is good. I like that. Um, this scene is one of those ones. I think it's actually becoming better than like it's not actually as bad as I thought. Oh my gosh, Ari, welcome. Thanks for coming. 500 words. Awesome. Are you drafting right now, Ari, or are you revising? Um, Let me know. And Danielle got a paragraph line edited. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us this morning. And looks like Zaina joined us as well, working on a commission. Sounds interesting. Also feels like something you can't really tell us about, but if you can, feel free to do so. Um, I think Zaina's getting breakfast as well. So I wish I was getting breakfast. Sometimes I eat before the sprint and sometimes I eat after the sprint, and I always regret it when I don't eat before the sprint, but it's actually good. Good morning, JC. Thanks for joining, but you got 400 words, even coming in late. I appreciate having these streams. Well, I also appreciate having these streams because they get me in the chair. So I'm glad that you guys are able to write with me as well. It's a little bit easier when there's, somebody body doubling with you, which is what all of y'all are doing. Um, y'all, am I Southern? Ooh, Zaina, share what you're working on. A short story about my client's characters. Cool. This is so interesting. I love it. Ari says kind of a 1.5 dialogue draft of a fantasy novel. So just writing down out the draft, almost like a screenplay to get my character motivation and conflict down. Cool. Okay, is this like the dialogue first approach that I hear people talking about? I hear whispers on the internet. They're not whispers, they're videos. But so just writing it out like a screenplay. I've done that before, kind of in like an after, like with scenes, not necessarily with like the whole book, but that's super good. I've heard really good things about doing it this way so you can kind of get it together. Cranko says I got like a page and a quarter, but it's really short lines, so only like 150 words probably. Well, that's nothing to sneeze at. Good morning, Flummery. Not counting words at the moment, but I added a lot to my outline. That's awesome. Outlining work is like so hard to track, and you don't need to track it. So I'm glad that you were able to make some progress. Welcome, Carly. Oh no, Carly, you've been here. Finally cleaned off my desk and read through half a chapter of the first draft. Awesome. I need to clean my desk so desperately. I keep getting all this footage of my desk, and it's like there's popsicle sticks and just like like so many random things, like a dystopian novel from 2014 and like highlighters and a GoPro and stickers, like the randomest things you've ever seen, saying it's a fantasy. Oh, that's so fun. I love when people write like short stories with their characters that are like sort of unrelated, like to like help with character backstory. I'm not sure if that's exactly what you're working on, but especially with fantasy, those are some of my favorites. Hello, Camille. Thanks for joining. Working on plotting out a novel. That's awesome. Is this your first novel, or have you done a few before? Let us know. And what genre is it? Everybody, like, just want to know. I'm so excited. Um, it lets me zip straight to the part I have the most fun with. Unfortunately, it's convinced me I'm bad at descriptions, but I'll improve on that later. That's how it goes. I mean, it's all just a process of learning your process. Like, I feel like my process has changed so much with this book, and I think that's actually good. So, yeah. Good morning, Casey. Late to the party. No, that's all good. Come in when you come in. Sometimes I come in late to streams, and then when they finish, I just like go back and finish out the first sprint if like I have more work to do. But thanks for joining. Camille, it's your first and a romance. That's so exciting. Are you using any specific plot structure formats? Like, are you doing Save the Cat or Romancing the Beat, or are you just vibing it out? That's what I usually do. I vibe it out and then I take like some sort of plotting outline structure and then format it into it later. Um, Zaina, she has these characters that she really loves and asked me to do different stories with them, like cafe short stories or apocalypse stories, fantasy, etc. It's pretty fun. That's so cool. That's such a fun project to work on. Oh, how do I get these commissions? That's so cool and fun. I love that. Um, anyway, yes, awesome. Well, thanks so much, everybody, for coming. We're gonna do another sprint. Don't worry. I'm not just gonna leave you with one. Come on, we gotta make some movement this morning. So let's do another 25-minute sprint. But before we do, let's stretch out our wrists. Yep, stretch them out. Even if you're just joining, stretch them out prior to writing. Ooh, that is like my whole body just needs to stretch more. Camille says, just vibing it out for now, but trying to outline characters and plots. That's the most fun. Vibe it out as long as you can. And then when you get stuck, that's when I usually implement like something like Romancing the Beat or Save the Cat to like help me out of a rut. But vibing is the best. So do that. Okay, wait. Okay, you guys are always so helpful. Zana says, if you genuinely want to know how to get them, there's a Discord called Writing Commissions. So if anybody needs to make that bank, writing commissions, you see it here. Mostly fiction. Okay, well, I will be checking this out. The world has so many opportunities that I just don't know about. Good morning, 88 Green. How's it going today? Um, anyway, before I get sidetracked again, actually continue to sidetrack me. That's fine. I don't really want to go back into the scene. It requires a lot of brain power, which is good for me apparently. There's a like right now the scene I'm writing is a lot of like how does she know what she knows and when did she learn what she knows and how does she communicate what she knows to other people who know other things and then how do they talk about it but she can't reveal everything that she knows but she has to reveal half of what she knows and I'm like my brain is going to explode, so that's great. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and dive right in. Take a deep breath. You see how I'm avoiding pressing the start button because it means I have to write? Okay, okay, okay. Let's do it. Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of that sprint. How did we do? I got about, oh, again, 500 words. I think I'm really settling at a 500 word pace for this process, part of the process. It is eating me alive, this scene is. There's just too much logistics. I think I'm gonna have to cut half of it, honestly. Um, but that's for another day. How did we all do? Did everybody get some words in? Um, I just keep getting caught in these conversations that I wrote. I mean, I guess it's just the writing, but I just don't know what they're talking about and why it's relevant. And I'm like, am I foreshadowing something or was I just tired when I wrote this? 88 Green got about a page of editing. That's awesome. I was just admiring my characters. I love that. I actually had a brief moment of that in this sprint too. This sprint is actually longer than I think it is. Like the last 10 minutes I was in that logistics stage, but the first 10 minutes ended up being a lot of sort of sneaky info dumping. Like I kind of revealed a lot about the other main character's backstory through like research that the other character was doing. I don't know how to explain it, but it made me very sad, but also admiring them as a person. They're not real, but they are to me, okay? Cranko also got around a page. That's awesome, especially handwritten. I can't remember if you always do handwritten Cranko, but that's impressive. And yes, I do love to admire the characters. That was the last scene. I wish I was still writing that scene because it was just so much more fun than this. But these are the scenes that are actually important. I mean, they're all important for different reasons, but I was always the feedback I get from my beta readers is that they like don't understand what is happening with the crime. They're like, why are the criminals doing this? Like, what are they actually even doing? You're being too vague. And so this is one of the scenes I have to like actually be clear about what the crime is and about what is actually happening and not just be vague and write a flowery sentence about the world. So that's what's currently happening. Whenever I'm writing notes, they're handwritten. Yeah, okay. And I'm trying to write a short story on the computer, but the urge to handwrite is strong. It's so interesting. I've been journaling the last couple of days, which is a new development. I usually don't journal. Well, it goes off and on. But handwriting, like, I write one page and my hands are like, we're done for the day. We're retiring. So I think it's like one of those skills you have to build up. I don't think I'm going to do another sprint just because my brain is starting to like melt a little bit. Um, which is a little concerning actually. I've been finding that after an hour I need to stop, which that did not used to be the case. Um, I think I just need to build that muscle back up again, but that's okay. I can take a break and then come back to it later today. Not the end of the world, but if anybody else wants to share how their writing was, if you're watching the replay, let us know how many words you got, if you made any progress. As a reminder, I am not live tomorrow morning, but Thursday and Friday I will be, and there should be a new video tomorrow as well. So you'll still get to see me chatting about who knows what. It's one of those rambly videos again, so I hope you're excited about that. If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe that way and turn on notifications so you can know if I happen to be live spontaneously. Don't forget to like this stream. I always forget to do that after during the streams. But thank you so much for writing with me. I'm so happy to see you all here. It really just starts my day so well. So, yeah, I will see you tomorrow with a video and Thursday for a live.